Welcome back, trainers! So let's go ahead and take a look at my second Sinister Cup tournament in which I was actually able to place first again. We're on a roll. So if you are in the area, go ahead and check out the Pokemon Go Anchorage Twitter page so you can possibly partake in one of these tournaments. I'll have a link in the description. So taking a look at my team here, I was finally able to get a Cresselia into the Great League, purchase that secondary move. Ouch, that's expensive, and I didn't even use it, but that's alright. Future Cups, it might have some usability. Poliwrath is a staple for me. Bubble, Ice Punch, Dynamic Punch. I love that combo. I know Mud Shot and Hydro Pump is going to be fantastic mixed with Power Up Punch or possibly Dynamic Punch, but I just like that combination. I use it every single time. Then we have Steelix, great option to go up against those ghosts with that crunch. Mawile, another great option to take out those ghost types in a big hurry because you'll be able to do that power up punch, increasing the bite damage, and it just rips right through those ghosts. And then moving on, we do have Marowak here, of course. Marowak, I guess people are calling it. Hex, Bone Club, and then Shadow Ball, of course. So pretty good option going up against Poliwrath. As you will see though, Hydro Pump is going to be a bit troublesome for it. And then we just threw on Medicham this time around, counter, Psychic, and Ice Punch. Now, I wasn't too sure about this team or this move composition here. Psychic and Ice Punch, maybe I should have went with possibly Dynamic Punch instead of Psychic, but I have that counter doing super effective damage to whatever's weak to fighting, so I was looking good in that regard. Anyways, moving on here. This is going to be a new PvPer, alright? So just keep that in mind. If you have newer trainers showing up to tournaments, encourage them. I mean, we all start somewhere, and it's good that we're getting newer people interested in PvP. So let's go ahead and take a look at these battles here. Alright, so I did start off the battle with Poliwrath. He's going in there with Mawile. I'm in a great position here. I will have the opponent's teams on the side because that makes a whole lot more sense as to why I picked which team composition. And it's probably just visually better for you guys. He switches into Steelix. Let's see if he shields this. And he does, okay. And we have so much energy built, we're able to get to another Dynamic Punch here. Dynamic Punch over Power Punch, my personal opinion. I'm not saying that there's not strategies that don't work with Power Up Punch. This is just personally my style that I like to go with. So we're going to go ahead and go for that Ice Punch to not burn as much energy. And he does actually use a shield, in which we're looking okay here, but the Poliwrath is pretty much done for. Brings in the Drifblim. I'm going to go ahead and go in here with the Mawile. And the Poliwrath and Mawile combination is one of my favorites. I love it. Mawile is great. I enjoy this Pokemon, and Poliwrath is just fantastic for this cup. So he does bring his Mawile back in here. We're going to go ahead and finish it off with a Power Up Punch. And he has the Drifblim, and we go ahead and take that out with the Powered Up Bites. Going into the second round here, he's starting it off with Scissor, and I'm going in with Medicham. So I do believe this is one of the few incidences where I did use Medicham here. And he does do that X-Scissor, doing a good amount of damage. Now I'm just going to go ahead and go for Ice Punch here. I'm in a pretty comfortable position. I just wanted to test out the Medicham to see how it was going to hold up against this team, so I did start off with it. Now, why two fighters? Well, once they get rid of one of your fighters, if you have not revealed the other one, if you did pick it on your team that you're currently battling in, they'll think your fighter is gone. Therefore, they'll think that they're safe from any sort of fighters. But then to their surprise, you bring in your second fighter, and they're in a bit of a jam. Maybe. Depends on the situation. Anyways, the Hitmonchan, I was worried it might have Thunder Punch, but it did have close combat. Nonetheless, that would have probably almost taken me out. So good thing I did use a shield. Now here's a pro tip. Watch the bottom right corner. I'm going to use my charge, tap the bottom, and then have the switch ready, and bam. I'm not going to use the charge and then switch. Right as my Pokemon is in the animation of using the charge move, I tap the corner, get ready to switch with my Pokemon, and that is how you're going to do your quickest switches. If there's anything you're going to take away from this video, make sure it's that, because it will help you out. If you're able to count specific moves on a Pokemon and know when they're going to be using their charges, you can switch into a Pokemon that say is going to resist that move that the opponent is about to do. And doing such a quick switch, it throws them off and wastes their energy, and as well as possibly even saving you a shield. Anyways, moving on here, I do have my Mawile out. I'm going to go ahead and hit up that Power Up Punch against his Mawile. Got a bite off here. Anticipating a switch into Medicham. I was not looking too great. I wasn't in a bad situation by any means, but that bites, I didn't really like that right now. And that Iron Head did a good amount of damage. I was hoarding a little bit too much. Don't think that was quite necessary, but at the same time, it was not necessary. So we're just going to go ahead and do Ice Punch, and we have so much energy saved up, we can go ahead and do that again. And bring it pretty low, and then finish it with counters. I didn't even see it go down. And then in comes Steelix. We're just going to do counters here. Just hit it with Ice Punch. Psychic's not going to do much. And we're going to go ahead and go with Mawile. Okay. I think what my train of thought at this point was to let him get off a charge. I guess I just use a shield anyways. I don't know. I guess I was just messing around here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just about finish it off with the Mawile. Do I shield this? I was thinking about it and then finishing with Bite, but in comes my little Marowak and we take him out. Those are going to be good games. Next up, we have 907 Fillin' Kids. Now, he's come a long way from when he first started, I do believe around Kingdom Cup, and he's a pretty fierce opponent now. Actually, even won the Jungle Cup against me, took first, so very nice. Let's see what we have going on. I started off with the Poliwrath. He's going in there with the Marowak. This is a good situation for me if I shield correctly, and that was perfect. I do have Bubble. Now, that's the key here. If you were stuck with Mud Shot and Ice Punch and Power Up Punch, or even Dynamic Punch, you're not going to be looking too great. And what you're going to want to do is Ice Punch, pretty much. Now, obviously, if you did have, say, Hydro Pump, you're going to be looking great. Now, in comes my Mawile, just gets mauled. Shadow Ball just tears it apart, but it was basically a meat shield, and it's pretty much that there. I'm just going to go ahead and hit Dynamic Punch, and he lets it go through, and then he switches into Drift Bloom, and I was thinking, fantastic, fantastic. I love seeing Drift Bloom. Ice Punch all day, and we kind of need this Poliwrath to survive, so we're going to shield this Ominous Wind. I didn't care what the move was going to be. I was contemplating switching to take a hit, but yeah, the hits are going to hurt even with Marowak with those ghost moves on the Drift Blim. In comes his Poliwrath here. Now watch this. There's that Hydro Pump we were talking about. He has it, and ouch, and it's shiny as well. Very nice. We were able to get to this Ice Punch just in the nick of time here. Let's see if it's enough to finish him. Oh, it's so close. Oh my gosh, I thought I was going to lose this. And he hits me with Power Up Punch, and it doesn't take me out, and I finish it with Bubble with 1 HP left. Dang, that was a good game. Moving on to the second one here. Let's see what we have going on. I'm starting it off with Poliwrath. He's going in there with the Drift Blim. I love this matchup because of Ice Punch. Just fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, this can be good or bad for me. I have to call the bluff. Is he going to shield bait me? I let it go through. I called it correctly. Looking great. Saved the shield. He burned one on his end. We're going to get to another Ice Punch here with that Bubble, gaining energy fairly quick. And I could finish it off with Bubbles. Should we shield, or are we going to call the bluff? We call the bluff. We let it go through. We've saved 2 shields. We have enough energy for our charge moves, and our shields are still in the bank. We're looking great. Going to go straight for that Dynamic Punch. Didn't really matter what it was. And then just let the Poliwrath faint down. So he does have energy. We have to keep that in mind. And we have to also remember that there's Hydro Pump on that Poliwrath. So he's either going to bait us with the Power Up Punch, which would be great. And he does. So I fell for that one. But at this point, I had 2 shields. Let's not get greedy. You don't need to get greedy all the time and call every bluff and like think you're going to magically survive every move. Use your shields, right? So he does bring in his Dusclops here. We're going to go ahead and go for this bait. He falls for it. Looking great. No more shields. We're shielding it no matter what. We're going to go for Shadow Ball. KO that Dusclops. And we're going to be looking great. Going to go for that Shadow Ball, of course. Super strong move. Just about KOing it. There we go. Finish it with a quick move. We're taking the win there. Moving it into the third round just for fun. Now, I got a little sloppy in this match. First of all, this is not very good for me. It's not horrible. We can hit that Power Up Punch. If we call the bait correctly, the Crunch isn't going to be doing much to Mawile. The Earthquake is going to wreck me. So unfortunately, I just wasted a shield there. That's not looking too great because Mawile can take Crunch from Steelix really well. We do hit that Power Up Punch, but take a look at the damage though from Bite. We do make a quick switch here. Unfortunately, it's Earthquake. Poliwrath eats it, and it's not looking too great. He switches into Drift Blim. And we're going to be going for that Ice Punch, that, combination that I just love so much. He uses a shield, so we're both down 1. I am probably just, okay, I'll let this go through. Interesting. I'm thinking I'm just going to come back Mawile and just do bites, charge it up, make the bite stronger, and then we'll have the Marowak in the back and see what we can do. But at this point, I knew he was probably going to go for Shadow Ball. So I used my shield. It's an Ominous Wind. Unfortunately, I wasted a shield yet again. So he's in a pretty good position, especially with the Poliwrath. Because, well, he has Hydro Pump. I'm locked. I'm pretty much done. He's got Power Up Punch. I have no more shields. He has Hydro Pump. I have Marowak. And at this point, Hydro Pump is ready to go. You already know what's going to happen now. I'm going to get one shot at here. And you can pretty much guess how the rest of this is going to go. So he does take the third game. But I did win the whole set here with the 2 first battles. Third one just being for fun. Unless it's like somebody won one and then, you know, the other person won it. So you go into the third round like you're going to see right here. So good games, 907 Philly kids. Good games, everybody. OMFG, it's Kesha. Let's go. Steelix versus Steelix. Now, what do you do in this situation? Well, you can go for the shield bait, trick your opponent, and gain more energy. If you go for Crunch and they use their shield, that's what you want, like what he's going to do here. Perfect. I thought he might have gone for Earthquake, but the thing is, now he's ahead of me on energy, and inevitably, I'm going to lose this, technically. So he goes for that Earthquake, and now I'm going to go for mine, but he is comfortable to use a shield at this point, and he has more energy. So I'm at a disadvantage. I'm going to have to make the switch, but at this point, I'm going to either eat an Earthquake, and that's probably exactly what's going to happen. He's going to switch as soon as he's done, I'm going to guess, or just let his Steelix go down. So we're getting a ton of energy, but the bad thing is I used all my shields. He didn't switch. He goes for Earthquake. He takes me out. I wasted all that energy. See the advantage over that shield baiting there? He did it perfectly, and now I'm in a bad position. I mean, he has 2 Pokemon. I have 2 Pokemon, and nobody has any shields, but the Primate's out there, and that is going to actually be Mawile. And I'm very impressed the way his Primate did play out. Really good. Shiny as well. So we're not looking great here. I was like sweating like, dang, am I going to lose? This isn't good. I'm certainly losing this first one here. And he just sweeps it. Well done with the Primate. Moving it on to the second round. He starts it off with the Dusknoir. Let's see what we have. Very interesting pick. Yes, I go with all top metas. I know, maybe I should step outside the top once in a while and see what I can do here. I've done it before. Just, yeah, I'm not doing it right now. All right, anyways, he hits me with Ominous Wind. Contemplating switching into Mawile. So, unfortunately, I wanted to switch into the charge move, but the trick with Mawile too is to switch into a Ghost when they're not really expecting it. Hit them with the bite as quick as possible before they can switch and feint it out. Now, if the opponent is good at switching, then it's not going to work out too well, but you'll still be able to get in a ton of bite damage. Now we have the Poliwrath versus the Primate here. We're going to go ahead and shield that up. The Primate's counters are no joke, that's for sure. Counter is such a great move in PvP. Such a great move in general, even in PvE. So I do shield this up yet again. And we're just going to try to, you know, make do with what we have going on here. So we're going to go ahead and go for that Ice Punch and take out that Primate. No more shields on either end. And in comes the Dusknoir, and it just feints immediately. In comes Steelix with full health. Let's get this Dynamic Punch, guys. Can we take this win here? In comes the Steelix. Quick switch in it. Don't want him to gain too much energy. I can take an Earthquake at this point. I'm comfortable. Now I'm pretty much locked in for the win here. I just need to get to that Crunch, and we take the win. So, as you can see, the battles are getting more and more intense towards the end here, and I love it. Now, this is the final round. He won one, I won one. Let's see who's going to take this one here. So, wait, I already said I was going to take first, but, you know, let's see how close this match is. Primate versus Poliwrath here, and I do decide to let it go through. Okay, I don't want to burn my shields quite yet. This isn't a horrible situation, so there's no real need. He does shield that up because Dynamic Punch is crazy strong. Unfortunately, I was not able to get my Ice Punch. No, not good. All right, so Primate does have Night Slash. Super effective to Ghosts. Pretty interesting combination, fighting and then Dark. So we're just going to go ahead and try to shield bait him here. And he uses his shield fantastic, and he's able to get to another Night Slash, in which we're going to burn a last shield. I felt like it was necessary. I needed the Marowak to keep going here. He has no more shields. I'm almost to his Shadow Ball. That's going to destroy whatever comes in. Steelix, fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and go for that Shadow Ball here. It's not going to KO it, obviously. Steelix is a tank, so we're going to have to get to another one. Crunch, not going to finish me off. We're going to be able to survive and barely get to another Shadow Ball, sitting at a couple HP here, and we're able to get it and finish off that Steelix. In comes the Dusknoir, and Mawile time, guys. It's Mawile time. I was just hoping and wishing that there was going to be a ghost in the back. Thank goodness there was. And we're looking great at this point. So that's going to be GG's. Mawile, love it. So happy he was able to learn Power Punch, that Niantic implemented that for it. It just makes it so much more viable to be using in other metas as well because of the other moves it did receive. Now, going up against our next opponent here, Chef de Roma. So he did change his name, so you'd probably seen in my last video, Andrew de Roma. Pretty good opponent here. So I'm started off with the Alola Marowak. He's going in there with the Drift Blim. This isn't something that I'm really comfortable with. Shield baiting with the ground move against it is horrible. If they don't shield, you're looking bad. Now, he did try to shield bait me with the Icy Wind there, and it worked. It wasted a shield. So we're both not looking too, well, we're looking fine. We're both wasting our shields, but I used 2 of them. Switch into Mawile and maul it with Bite, finish it off, but I am locked in here. In comes his Poliwrath, not great. What I wanted to really do here was go for the Fairy move. I did play rough, but I just didn't feel like it was going to actually happen. He probably would have shielded it up, and I would have gotten defeated. See, I have no more shields. If I had one more shield, I probably would have went for play rough. It will KO Poliwrath with almost full health. So I do bring in my Marowak here. Bone Club it, trying to burn a shield. Perfect, as we do. Quick switch into Poliwrath to take this Ice Punch. Fantastic. And now there's no more shields on either end. I'm going to just go for that Dynamic Punch to finish off that Poliwrath threat. And there it goes. In comes the Mawile. And I can't bring in my Marowak or else the thing's going to get chewed alive. So we're going to have to finish this off with Dynamic Punch. Poliwrath against Mawile is a great matchup. You're pretty much going to win it every time, unless they so happen to get to play rough, right? That will definitely hurt them. Good first round there. Going into the next one, going to be starting it off with Steelix. He's going in with Steelix. We've seen this before. Whoever does the correct shield baiting, as well as not using a shield when you're not supposed to. Let's see what happens here. I do go for the shield bait. Let's see if he falls for it. He does. Perfect. So he's getting a whole ton of energy at this point. So I just say, you know what? He used a shield. I'm going to use a shield. Good thing I did, because that would have been bad for me. We get to another Earthquake here. The thing is, we went for Crunch first, so we're looking pretty good on the energy portion. And let's see. I don't really remember what I do here. Let it go through. Okay, at this point, I was like, that's not good, but that's okay. It's not horrible. We have Poliwrath. All right, he does switch into the Drift Blim. You guys know this situation. Love this. Love it. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Ice Punch here. And we're just going to hit Ice Punches on it. Simple as that. Obviously, you're not going to be going in for any sort of fighting move. He does hit me with Shadow Ball. Call that correctly. Thank goodness. I gain a little bit more energy here, just so I'm ready for the next Pokemon. And in comes Poliwrath, so I have Dynamic Punch ready. Could have hit it a little bit quicker. There's no need for me to gain that much more energy. Switch into Poliwrath, because we have no more shields, to take this Dynamic Punch. Bam! There you go. That's switching. Fantastic. In comes the Steelix, charged and ready for action. He has Crunch, not looking great. Can we get to Shadow Ball? We do. We have 1 HP. So incredible. Can we do this? Obviously we can. There's no more shields. We take it out. He takes me out because I had 1 HP. And what's it going to be? I had the Ice Punch. Did you guys see that? I didn't go for it. He hit Dynamic Punch and takes me out. This is getting heated up here. So I won 1. He won 1. Let's go into the final round. So there you have it, traders. That's how I won my second Sinister Cup tournament. Had a great time over there. And I will be bringing you some more of the next cup, Ferocious. So we'll be getting into that at a later time. Already spent about 350,000 Stardust. And here is a picture of everybody who did participate in the tournament. And here are the winners here. So I'd like to say thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please give it a big thumbs up. And I don't know why I was making that serious looking face like I saw a ghost. But anyways, thanks for watching, cheers. I'll catch you all next time.